One home sells in 3 days with multiple offers, another sits on the market for 90. The only difference, pricing strategy. My name is Courtney Maddox. I'm a realtor in Utah County where the average days on market is 51 and mine is 5. In this video, I'll break down the pricing strategy that gets my sellers multiple offers and under contract in less than a week with a price they are thrilled with. If you like the idea of achieving massive results when selling your home, make sure you subscribe for more of these tips as they come along. Let's start off with some market truths that you need to know about before selling your home. The first truth is that the market never lies. An incorrectly priced home will be corrected when it hits the market. Now, there are also some things that are out of your control, like interest rates, days on market, supply and demand. These things are almost as if you're a sailor. It's the tide, it's the waves, it's the wind, things you cannot control, but you absolutely need to know how to navigate them. These factors highly affect the sale of your home, but they're completely out of your control. So if we learn how to navigate them as well as make them work in our favor, it puts you at the steering wheel controlling this entire process. Now let's talk about the difference between list price and sales price. The seller sets the list price, but buyers ultimately determine the sales price. No matter what Zillow or any appraiser says, buyers are going to pay what they feel like a home is worth. And buyers, especially in this current market, know what homes are worth. They can't be fooled like they used to. So the goal with your pricing strategy is ultimately to influence what buyers are willing to pay for your home. We call that perceived value. Let's jump into the 3 pricing strategies. Let's start with aspirational pricing. This is an outdated method that really doesn't work well. Imagine it as if you were listing a high ticket item on Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist, and you list it super high to leave room to negotiate. The result of this is that it sits on the market for a long time, and buyers either pass it up, or if they do decide to offer, they come in with their guard up and ready to fight. Now, a shocking number of realtors don't know how to price a home, so sometimes they price it with this strategy unintentionally. They accidentally price it too high, or they don't know exactly how to manage the seller's expectations of what the seller thinks it's worth, and sometimes they just list it just to get the listing. Now, when this happens, a good rule of thumb is that if you're getting showings and no offers, that means that you're listed about 3 to 5% high. If you're getting no showings and no offers, you're listed about 7% or more higher than the market value of the home. So after the home sits for a while, you may get some offers that feel like a lowball, and ultimately the price will come down to where it's supposed to be. It's just going to take you a long time, and the buyer is going to nickel and dime you down to market value. With aspirational pricing, you are always negotiating down. Now let's talk about perceived market value pricing. This is where you price the home in line with the comps at a price that seems fair to buyers. With this pricing strategy, you are going to be subject to the average days on market, as well as seeing pretty standard buyer behavior. They're going to come in with offers a little under list price. They're going to try to bargain and get a good deal, just like any buyer does. The third pricing strategy is called event pricing. Now, if the old school Black Friday taught us anything, it is the lengths that people are willing to go to get a good deal. People camped out, people got in massive fights to get $300 off a TV. Why? Because they were emotionally attached to getting that deal. So event pricing is where we price it just under market value. Now what this does is it recreates the 2020 market. It creates a sense of urgency where buyers are willing to compete for the home. You get multiple offers most of the time. The terms of the contracts become more favorable for you, meaning that the price is probably higher. Buyers are willing to waive some contingencies. They may waive an appraisal. You can negotiate tighter deadlines and a quicker closing and any non-refundable earnest money. But the point is that you are negotiating up, and buyers are approaching you eager to put a deal together. They're not nickel and diming you. Now, the process that I go through when I meet with a seller for the first time is sitting down and really understanding their goals and their timeline and what's important to them in the sale of their home. We figure out if they want to sell it as is, or if they're interested in prep and staging to really milk every dollar that the market will allow. And then I do a market deep dive. So I dig into the hyper local neighborhood. I'm looking at everything that's sold, everything that's not selling, things that are sitting, why they're not sitting. I'm analyzing the ones that have gone under contract. I'm calling those agents. I'm asking how it went, what the price is. I'm looking into neighborhood nuances like garage count, yard size, things that mean a lot in that neighborhood for buyers that are moving there. After I do this deep dive, I nail down a market value, and really this takes a sixth sense. I can't tell you what the science is, but I can tell you that I'm always within $5,000 of that market value. Once I have nailed down what I believe the market value of the home is, I will then present to the sellers the list price for each of the 3 strategies and then let them decide which one they feel is going to work best for them. Now, the thing you need to understand about all of these strategies is that if a home is worth about $800,000, it's probably going to sell for close to that $800,000, give or take maybe $15,000. But the strategy that you use to get to that point is going to change everything on how that listing goes. It's going to change how fast it sells, how favorable the terms are for you, how strong the contract is, how bought in the buyers are. And this event pricing strategy will work on any home in any condition. Ultimately, the decision is up to you as a homeowner, but I will tell you this, each one of my sellers who have followed my advice on this event pricing strategy has received multiple offers, gone under contract in less than a week with backup offers and killer terms in their contract. So if you're selling your home in Utah and you want to avoid the stress, the guessing game, and the stale listing anxiety, let's talk. I'll walk through your goals, your timeline, and exactly where your home fits in the market. Then we'll pick the pricing strategy that works best for you and launch with prep and marketing that gets you real results. Schedule a consultation with the link in my description and subscribe for more tips on how to sell your home quickly and confidently.